Welcome back to the G35, guys. I know it's been a little while since I did anything on this car, but I was honestly going to work on the Impala today. But I started messing with the G35 first, and I accidentally fixed one of the problems that I was having with this. I don't know if I told y'all before, but I've had some throttle related codes: P1229, P0223, P0224, P0226, P1224, and I believe P0221. Those are all the codes that I was constantly having. I'll look through my screenshots and also, but those are the codes I were having. They're all pretty much related to throttle and the pedal position sensors and stuff like that. But I accidentally fixed it because I did some research and stuff like that, and then also trying to trace back the problems that I've had prior to that, or what could have caused the problems and stuff like that. Whole time I was thinking, Z1 probably sent me a faulty throttle body, or even one of these was messed up or something, but it wasn't actually. Pretty much what happened was the 5-volt reference controls five, or it's not even five, it's a few different sensors that it controls on these VQ engines, which is this power steering, pressure sensor down here, this AC refrigerant sensor, which was my problem, but I'll get more into that later. You do have the throttle body, which is a part of that circuit, and you have the you also have the accelerator pedal, which is a part of that circuit. All right, yeah, but that's everything that pretty much that is on that 5-volt reference circuit that can generate those codes. Now, I didn't have the power steering pressure sensor plugged in at all, so that wasn't popping up on there at all. I kept, for some reason, only getting throttle and the accelerator pedal. I was about to go and try to get me a new accelerator pedal and try to see if that was my problem, but I was like, it has to be something deeper than that, because I didn't have that problem before, but it came up now, and I was wondering if it came from the engine harness that I got. I was thinking I possibly got the wrong engine harness. I started undoing it, but then once I started tracing the pins and started probing wires and everything was pretty much checking out the way that it needed to be, except for the power pins, or not the power pins, the control pretty much that controls this door to open and close. Like, it wasn't doing anything for that. Well, long story short, I came over here. This part of the harness right here, it was still melted from the fire. This harness goes over here to this sensor on the AC condenser. I believe this is the AC refrigerant pressure sensor. But yep, so all of these wires were pretty much fused together. I took my time, as you all can see, like they were melted good, really good together. I took my time, pulled them apart one by one, and got them all separated and not touching each other and stuff. And then I went in there, turned the key, and all the codes disappeared. So the 5-volt reference was probably touching all these wires, which was causing a short and causing the throttle issues. I've tried to get the codes to come back up. They're not even pending. They're not there, as if they were never there. I disconnected the battery, put it back on. Code still never came up. So, and now I can actually, now I know the throttle doesn't move on these whenever the car is just, just key turned on, but I do hear it like whining, preparing and stuff for you to start and stuff like that. So the throttle issues are now done, so now I can put my intake and all of that stuff back on. But this video today is also going to include us taking the test pipes off. We're going to wrap them, put our O2 sensors in, I'm not going to put the O2 sensors in the test pipes. I'm not going to put the test pipes back on straight away, but we will wrap them because I do have to get some O2 sensor bungs or the right angle adapters to put them on, so I don't get no service engine light for that. But we'll still see how to pretty much take them out, put them in, wrap them. We will be putting the O2 sensors on the headers too, but other than that, guys, once we get done with all of that, that'll pretty much be a few more things checked off the list, getting us closer to the start of this card. Other things that I do need to get, like I said before, are like little dumb stuff for hardware, like hose clamps and stuff like that. I still got to get the whole power steering system for this because all of that pretty much burnt up, but the pump is still okay. I just got to get the lines and the sensor for that. The rack is done. Like I said, the lines are done, and I'm probably just going to replace the I forget the name of that, the shackle or whatever it is that connects the steering shaft to the actual steering rack. I'm going to replace that knuckle part pretty much because that's like a pretty common problem on these cars. Whenever I replace the rack, I'll be replacing that too. I do have to replace inner and outer tie rods because all the boots melted off of those, and like I said, the entire brake system because the rotors and pads are all rusted. Brake line on this side is completely burnt up, and I believe that's the only brake line that got burnt up, and I do still have to replace the fuel line. But I know it seems like a lot, but me fixing this problem right here just this morning, it took a lot of weight off of my shoulders. So let's get into replacing all of this. So first I'm going to show y'all what the O2 sensors and the type of wrap that I decided to go with for the test pipes. But one of them, the box was pretty much destroyed, so that's why one of them's already out. But get this open real quick. These are just off of eBay. I think it was like $54 at the time whenever I bought these for a pack of 4. But here they are right here, just some basic O2 sensors. Plug. Now I don't think that any of them are labeled, so, and I don't know if it matters where you put where for what, but we'll figure that out. We'll definitely figure that out. But yeah, don't even say nothing on the side of the box, just made in China. Alright, here it is right here. Fiberglass wrap. Pretty much wrap it around, and I believe it should have 2 metal clamps in here that will help you hold it down. And this is fiberglass, so you want to have like some type of gloves or something on because it will get itchy. But this is what's for the exhaust. Oh yeah, here's the metal clamps that it comes with. But yep, that's for the test pipes. But I'm about to get the jack out and we're gonna get started. We got one of the test pipes out, about to wrap it, throw the O2 sensor in there because it's really not going to be nothing to throw the defouler in whenever I do get it in the mail. It's not going to take that long to put it in. So I'm going to throw the O2 sensor in there, get it plugged in basically for both sides, and then, you know, pretty much see how it's going to look down there. It's going to look a lot better. And then I do know I need to undercoat the car. Y'all can see all of that, but that's going to be coming in the future too. But let's get these wrapped. All right, here's the first one all wrapped up. Just gotta clip these ends off and then we'll go throw it back in and see how it looks. All right, so there's this one already on. It's pretty much how it's looking in there. Don't mind the O2 sensor wires hanging. I don't think when I bought this car originally it had the brace that's supposed to go right there on the transmission that holds the harnesses in place, but that's this one done. I'm about to do that side right there real quick and then we'll see how both of them look together. All right, we have the driver's side or passenger side one and driver side one, and now they're both tightened up, but I do need the O2 extension harness for this side, so I couldn't plug this side in. All right, guys, but I am unfortunately calling it quits today. This fiberglass has me super itchy right now, and I just want to go home and take a shower. But yeah, we got the test pipes wrapped, and I'm very pleased with that. Like I said, I also got my throttle issue fixed too, so this car should be on its first start very, very soon. So y'all definitely want to stay tuned for that, guys. Here we are the next day, guys, and just came back from the U-Pull yard. Here's one of the fuel lines right here, one of the rubber ones that I need, and the fuel damper part of the fuel line that I need with this plastic fitting on the end. This right here is pretty much where it's broke at and it's shooting fuel and stuff out. But yep, we're about to throw that on, put these on. I also did get some harnesses for the headlights, so I'm going to be also working on that on this side and that side. So I'm going to have to try to find another 03 G35 to go get wires from. I had went there and just like pretty much cut this entire chunk off, and you know I was going to follow it all the way down, but it doesn't look like the same plugs that I have here is what's on here, so we'll have to go to another G35 to get the wires for that. But I can use the headlight plug right here, so that's going to be a plus. Alright, these are the old fuel lines out. Definitely just gave me a run for my money, but that's pretty much right there where it was leaking from. It melted right there and gas was leaking out of the back of this, and the other hose is just like really melted and stuff like that. So about to get the new one on, and hopefully it's the right one, because I did get it off of a 05, but I Google searched and it said all the cars use the same one, so I'm about to find out. Alright, so the fuel line did fit. I just have to tighten those up. It clicked on down there on the metal line. I just have to run the other line that goes from here down, and then I'll have to get another, I guess, short little hose to go from here to here, and get a whole new valve. But that's the only other thing that I need to get as far as fuel issues go on this car. Anything else that I honestly can't think of. I do have like all the vacuum hoses and everything else still that I need to put on here. But yep, I'm just hyped that I have the proper fuel line, and now it's not going to leak gas anymore. Alright guys, since it's about the thunderstorm, I'm actually about to have to call it quits again. But this is honestly going to be the end of the video. Next video we'll be picking up on doing some more of this rewiring on here, and I'll have the rest of the pieces for the other fuel line that I need to get. But for now, I'm about to button up a few little things that I can, that I know I probably won't be needing to touch or anything. Put that in there with the parts. But yeah, I'm just gonna maybe like I said, get this intake tube put completely back on here, then get the car back down on the ground, of course, and call it quits for today because it's about to rain. And we got a lot done. We got the test pipes wrapped with the O2 sensors in. I didn't get the other set of O2 sensors in. I do need to get those ones in. We'll get those in the next video. But we did get the fuel line put on here too, and we did fix our throttle issue. So I am very pleased at the progress that I made on this car. But hopefully next video we will be putting the radiator, rest of the hoses, filling her up with some coolant, and honestly starting her and letting her idle for the first time. We're getting close to that point, but we won't be able to drive because I do have to rebuild the entire suspension as well as the power steering system. So we're just working on getting to the point where we can start, idle, and rev. That's all we really want right now. But for now, guys, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next one.